Shalom, this is your call coming with another vision and a testimony. Also, first I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Alright, first I want to start off with the testimony. This is my third time trying to do this vision. It's a I don't want to say it's a terrible vision for me because it brought a lot that was going on in my life to light, and it's like I was on a judgment sheet in this vision. But before I get in the vision, I just want to do testimony about this vision. I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I might call it a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living power. And after having this vision, I tried to, I came out here, tried to, tell the vision on video, and I was so shaken up still, even though it was hours later, I was so shaken up that I could barely, get the words out because, it was just, it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord. And when I explain the vision, you'll get it, So the second time that I did this vision, I was trying to tell this vision, because I couldn't finish it the first time. The second time that I was trying to tell this vision, I end up, like, in the middle of the vision, I end up going to jail right then and there. Police showed at my door, and it just goes back to it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the Lord, and, it's my third time, and I felt like Yahweh Shah said that I had to, speak on this vision. It was like a must that, so now I'm getting into the vision. That was my testimony about doing the vision, and hopefully nothing goes wrong this time. I'm coming out here with fear and trembling. I'm still trembling about this vision. And this was maybe, I think this was 6 days ago. This has been a crazy week. And like, testimony is I'm falling in the hands, but he was just telling me, even, in the vision, at the end of the vision, that he was going to have mercy on me. But let me get into this vision. So it started off when I was walking through this hallway, and this Edomite was next to me, and he was talking. I wasn't like walking with him per se, but he was just there walking. We was walking to the end, and he was just talking. I don't know what he was talking about. And I made it to the end of the hallway, and it was like this, kind of like a courtroom, but it was a big circle. So on the other side, at the end of this hallway, Yahweh Shai was there, and then around the around the room was like, it was angels and surrounding us basically. And in the middle, because it was like a circle, in the middle it was like a hatch with fire at the bottom of the hatch. And like the Edomite was still talking. I didn't say anything, I just walked up, I didn't say anything. And like, I kind of knew what was going on. It was like judgment, Now, the Edomite was talking, and Yahweh Shah said, you don't get to talk here. You already been judged. And like, when he said that, you could, like, you don't have to guess what he was talking about. He was talking about as the race of the Edomites was already judged, and that their judgment was death. So and next thing you know, he was tossed into that fire, and then he looked at me, and he looked at me, and he just was telling me that he was disappointed because, like, for a while I stopped going to camp. I'm just be honest, I was making excuses. I just wasn't going. It was getting bitter. It was getting real bitter. It was hard to bear at times, and I stopped going. I have no excuses on that. That's just me being real and telling my faults. So, and I finally got the courage to start going again, and I went to see the brother in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, and I've been going to the temple camp, trying to make it to camp. But last weekend I decided not to go, and I was tired, but that's no excuse. And like, I didn't have the money, but the Lord made a way. My wife at the time, she told me, why you ain't on the road going to camp? I was like, I didn't have the money. She was like, I'm finna send it to you right now. I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna go. And then that same night, that's when I had this vision, and he was like, he was pissed about that. He was like, that was me who gave her that money so you could go. And that's me, who's making this money appear out of nowhere so you can make it to camp. He was saying forsake not the assembly. And like he was hitting me with scripture. He was like, out of your own mouth shall you be judged. He started hitting me with scriptures, and like this vision was long, but I didn't really remember it when I woke up. But it, like, all the scriptures that he was reading to me and everything we was talking about, it was like a spiritual way that it was coming to me. Like, all the basically the bullshit that I was doing was coming, and I mean, it wasn't until I woke up till I realized what I was being judged about. It was my works, and like, it was a specific amount of time, and it was like, time for judgment to see, could I move forward. But I'm not, proud to say that, no, I'm not doing this in a proud way or trying to boast myself up to say that I made it. It was like I barely made it. It was something that I did that he loved that I did. I don't know what it was per se, but it was something that I did that he had mercy, that he didn't take the spirit away from me. So like, that's what got me shaken up the most, because like he was gonna, I felt like he was gonna kill me right then and there. Like, it felt so real, and I have visions all the time, not bragging or boasting, but I have visions all the time. I have, heavy visions a lot, but this by far was the scariest. Salakia, I had to get myself back together, so let me get back into this. So I'm gonna start with the scriptures that I remember, being like, it's so hard to explain how spiritual it was after I woke up, that it's like I was still at the judgment seat, going over these scriptures that he was hitting me with. And even angels around, they was dropping precepts, and it was all scriptures. And it's kind of hard to do this, but I have to, because I felt like that was direct orders from Yahweh Shah, not boasting or bragging, so he, somebody could see the seriousness, because you do not want to fall in his hands. I mean, man, you do not want to fall. Revelations 3:15, I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou were cold or hot. Actually, let me go to that. I had it written down, but I'm pretty sure it's more that I need to get. The Spirit is telling me to go into that more. Yeah, 16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of thy mouth. And that was one of the first ones I seen. And like I said, like, he had mercy on me, and I'll explain that at the end. And like, this was one of the scriptures I remember being, this is what I might entitle this vision. It is a Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's very fearful. He killed all that proudness that I had, and I realized it was me being proud and not fully committing in this thing, and not fully giving my all into this thing. And even though he was reading scriptures, he read, this is one of the ones he read that I didn't get at the time, but I get now. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Lord is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and of spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. It's crazy because I done read these scriptures to people before, and I didn't realize how much I was cutting myself. But this is why he read this one to me. This is why he read Hebrews to me, because he hit me with Luke 19:22 after, and he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knowest that I was an oft-stern man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So the scriptures that I read, to people, and I have read, I was cutting my own self with them. So that goes back to, Hebrews 4:12. So he judged me out of my own mouth, and out of my own mouth, even though I was reading the scriptures, So that's what was going on with that. He hit me with Revelations 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come in. I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. But he was telling me that because, I felt like there's been times that I felt like I didn't have enough knowledge to to make videos and do this, that, and the third. But that was just excuses. He was basically telling me that I gave you everything that you needed. That was me supping with you. He was like, why do you think, when family members ask you, what do I see with the scriptures, and I go down and I don't realize how much I know until I start talking. And he was like, that ain't, he was really telling me that's not you, that's me, that's the spirit in you. He was like, you got everything you need to do this work, and you playing with it, basically. Like this, this your Howard Shy, saying this. He hit me with Luke 19:21. For I feared thee, because thou art I think I read that one. Yeah, I read that one. Let me see. Yeah, James 2:20. But with thou knowest, O vain man, that faith without works is dead. And he was telling me that, I had works, but it wasn't enough works, It was like lukewarm type works. Sometimes I do the work and sometimes I won't. And he was like, you can't be halfway in this thing. You got to be fully committed to this thing. I mean, he was letting me have it, And he wasn't sparing me at all. That was James. He hit me with Luke 12:27. And thou servant which knows his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. And like this, I'm not even, trying to brag or boast, but this has been one of the worst weeks of my life. Like, this has been a crazy week, So, I know it's been him, I know I fell in the hands of the living power. But he hit me with 1 Corinthians 14:40. Let all things be. I didn't copy it all the way, so I got to go to it through the app. 14:40. Let all things be done decently and in order. And he did. I remember him saying that because it was a Facebook incident. Because it's I'm not in Great Millstone, but I follow Great Millstone. I follow the apostles, and they made a decree. And this is, this is not just important for me, but this is important for anybody that's following Great Millstone. And if you don't know about this decree, and you're following them, this stands for you too. The apostle Tahar, he made a decree not to be on Facebook, and that goes for all members. And Yahweh Shai, he hit me with that. That's why he hit me with that. And I remember the Facebook thing. And like, you know, I have did videos on Facebook, but he was like, you know, it's an order to this thing. And that, you know, that was Yahweh Shai putting the spirit on him to do that, you know, because Facebook is not a good place, you know. The works are to be done on YouTube. And, you know, I understood that when he said that, you know. And then he hit me with 2nd Ezra 16 and 75 through 76. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord by power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift themselves up again. And that was him having mercy on me. He was, you know, that was him telling me, you know, like, this is my last chance. Because that's literally what he said. Like, this is like your last, like telling me this is your last chance. And like the way he was looking at me, he was like letting me know that he's not playing, you know, and, you know, just to keep the faith in him, and that, you know, all things was possible to him, and that I had everything I needed. So it's no excuses. You know, he was telling me that he wanted to see works, and that he was just having mercy on me. But then, you know, here's I have to, you know, tell this part because it was part of the vision. It's embarrassing, but I still have to say it. And then he asked me, you know, is there anything that I wanted to say? And I just actually, you know, take some of these demons off of me, because they, you know, they beat me up basically. And he was like, it pissed him off when I said that, because he was just telling me that, you know, to have faith in him and that. So like he got up pissed off, like, and walked away, you know, and like you could feel what he was thinking. And he was like, what he was thinking is, you know, you got all these brothers out here, you know, doing the same thing, and they're not complaining about the demons, they just dealing with it basically. And then here I am up here crying about it, and I just barely, you know, I just almost got judged. And yeah, so like I felt like shit. And then I woke up, and then like that's when I started, you know, really getting all the precepts, you know. And like as I was writing them down, they were just coming to me, everything that was happening. So I was just writing them down, not in any specific order, but that's just how they came to me. But that was my vision. And you know, I hope this was edifying. And brothers that's out there playing, you know, you don't want to fall into his hands. He will destroy you. You know, he'll take everything from you, and he gonna hit you where it hurts most. You know, he gonna hit you in the heart, you know. But Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kragadash, I hope this was edifying. And to the next time, I say Shalom.